What's up, guys? Lexa here. So it's super early, and as many of you know, I talked a lot about completely not wanting to date and not liking guys and being confused and la la la. And I've dated a lot of different kinds of guys in my time. Really good looking ones, insanely good looking ones, the personality of a snail, funny guys, really smart guys, guys that were kind of girly, guys that were really manly, guys opposite of me, guys very similar to me. And I'm just not interested in dating right now. I just don't have time. But this is my list of guys I would potentially be interested in if I eventually became famous, I suppose. These are all famous people. So if you're like, why am I not on this list? Just shut up, okay? This is my Man Crush Monday list of guys that are obsolete and I have no access to. So this list is really random and weird. I know this is corny and cheesy, but I found this list and I was like, oh damn, this is like my little crush list. So strap in if you want to know the 15 guys I would kiss, date, fuck, marry. Probably not, though. And you know what? I'm not wearing a bow right now, so let's make that happen. So yeah, I think this is a list of guys that I would date, marry, fuck if I weren't as asexual or gay as I am, I guess. Just really questioning what I want and like where I fit in. I just don't know if it's either that I'm like completely not interested in guys at all. I know it's that I definitely don't want to date right now, but I don't know if it's that I'm completely not into guys at all or I'm just very picky. I just don't know. It just like it's a circle and I'm just constantly revolving around it and I don't really know. Regardless, here's a list of guys that have made the cut and that I find something interesting about or attractive about. Number one is actually probably the first person that I've ever saw something immense in, that I saw a big part of myself in, and that's Matty Healy. He's the lead singer of the 1975, and they're actually one of my favorite bands, and I sound like a 16-year-old making this video, but I'm not. I actually think that their music is brilliant and well-structured and melodic and bluesy, and their lyrics are very intelligent and deep, and I think that Matty is a very deep and insightful person. He has a lot of ideas in the world. He's very androgynous. I love his hair, his jawline, his cheeks, his ears, his eyes, his lips. He smokes. Why I find that sexy, I don't know, but I like that he's androgynous. I like his ideas and concepts and his approach to art. Down to the core, I think him and I are a lot alike in a weird way, and just the way that our minds work. And I think the things that we like and seek are very similar. What kind of sucks is that a lot of these people on this list I may never meet in real life. You know, it's kind of like they could be your soulmate, but you may never know. My soulmate could be in Japan or Italy or Germany or down the street. I don't know, but regardless, the next person on this list is also named Matt, and that's Matt Musto. Most people, I would assume, know who that is. That's actually Black Bear. That's his real name. When I first started listening to him, this is when it was kind of hard to find him on the internet, because you'd either get pictures of Black Bears or Blackbeard, the pirate. But if you look on some of his photos are very old, and they're from like when he was a scene kid. And first of all, his sense of humor and how he trolls everything, because he finds everything or certain musical events and pop culture very trivial, is probably the best quality about him, is that he's goofy and he constantly trolls. His eyes are hypnotizing. I love his nose. He probably hates his nose. I fucking love it. I love his pale skin. He's Italian, but he's like pale skinned, and I fucking love that. His vibes, his lyrics, his music just like is. He's super inspiring to me as a songwriter, as a producer, as a singer. He like pours his heart out on all the tracks, and I feel like as somebody who falls in love, I feel like he loves very heavily, which is, I mean, it's kind of rare these days, but I feel like, yeah, his music's kind of like fuckboy music, but in a sense, it's like he's the one that's always getting fucked over, so I don't know. But here's some photos from when he was a scene kid, and I actually think they're pretty hilarious, but I have absolutely no room to talk. Are you hungry? This cat is always hungry. And damn, that jawline, though. Bella, you done fucked up. Number 3. This is a very interesting one. But it is Anthony Fantano, the internet's busiest music nerd. And I am so fucking stupid for saying that, but some of you are probably scratching your head, but if you don't know who he is, this is him. He's a YouTuber and blogger, and yeah, I don't know why, but I find him really attractive. I think he has an excellent and well-reformed musical palette, and he seems extensively cultured. He's also vegan, which is amazing, because it's kind of rare, honestly. You would think that more people would be vegan now, but no, not really. And I think he's Italian. No, I know he's Italian, and I find that super sexy for some reason. His bald head and his glasses are super sexy, and he has this big, cute face and these cute eyes. And he's also hilarious. And even when he, whether positively or negatively, reviews an album and dissects it, he's just hilarious. I think he's got an amazing sense of humor. It's a bit sarcastic, but it's also just quirky and nerdy, and I like that. Number 4, really random, but R.J. Mitty. If you don't know who R.J. Mitty is, he played Walter White's son on Breaking Bad, and the second I saw him, I was like, I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure it was his hair. I think it was his hair. I just found him insanely sexy. His face, his bone structure, everything. But the fact that he actually has cerebral palsy and is going out there and killing it and being strong and doing a lot for the foundation. He does a lot for cerebral palsy, and he actually speaks up a lot about it and does these like Olympic events, and he speaks at different places, and he volunteers. And will you stop interrupting my video? Makes him even more attractive and badass, because I find people that overcome things like that and are positive about it, I find that beautiful. It's extremely attractive to me, and I think he's a beautiful person. Number 5, might be one of those what the fucks, but Jason Segel. Don't ask. Absolutely adorable, and I think he would be like really good boyfriend material. He's got the cutest smile, the cutest eyes. They're like just endearing. Like he seems like he'd be a giant teddy bear, and he is really tall. He's pretty fucking tall, yeah. And not that I really not that I have a thing for tall guys, really. Like, I don't have a preference. He's also very quirky and just nerdy, and I think that's adorable. I'm sure, I have a feeling like he could probably be an asshole too, like if you approached him in the wrong setting, but I don't know, he seems to have a lot of culture and intelligence, and he's musically talented. His number 6 is Logic. Logic, who I've actually had the pleasure of meeting, but he's married. But one day, maybe me and him can collaborate. Me and him are a lot alike, and it's freakish. And by the way, I think his wife is super cute, and I think that they're adorable. And they give me hope. Not that I want any, but his super fast flow and his like ability to always like be the best he can be and learn something new, and like he wants to play the piano, he wants to do this, he wants to produce, he wants to always like top himself, I think is a cool quality. But it's more or less that his compassion for the world and equality, him speaking up about the darkness of his past and the darkness in the world, and him bringing those issues to light, especially suicide and depression. I find that really noble, and he's just got a really big heart. I really find sexy his love for gaming and comic books and science. I mean, he had Neil deGrasse Tyson on his album, playing God. He's always been a lover of science, and you always see him wearing NASA spacesuits. So fucking sexy. That is so sexy to me. I mean, obviously, because I'm, a big science lover myself, but like, just people, yeah, everybody's a science lover, oh, I love our space, yeah, man, like, super deep, whatever, but not like, actually on that level where they're like, yeah, I'm really into quantum physics and, string theory and blah, blah, you don't talk to people like that, right? So in a way, I guess he's kind of like, sort of a male version of me. I mean, we're probably vastly different in ways, but kind of, yeah, he's kind of like the male version of me. He's like the male rapper version of me. It's a little more balls. Logic. Number 7 kind of runs along the lines of Logic, but J.Cole. I know Logic's a big J.Cole fan, but I've been a J.Cole fan before I was a Logic fan. Ironically enough, I actually got to meet J.Cole as well, and he's married too. The fuck? And also, J.Cole, I'm sure you never listened to the USB drive I gave you, but that's fine, it doesn't matter. No one cares, I don't care. But we still out here. So. I kind of like that Basquiat thing he's got going on with his hair. He's also super tall. He's like 6'5". Yeah, he's like 6'5". I'm like, oh my god, wow, interesting. And like I said, I'm not necessarily attracted to tall guys necessarily. It's like I see tall people and I think, wow, what an exotic species. Like, as if they're this interesting specimen, or they're like aliens or something. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm so small, but, whatever. Number 8, and this is a weird and random one. No, that's not who it is. Nice try, though. Number 8 is Rice Gum. If you don't know who Rice Gum is, he's a YouTuber, and, yeah, don't ask. I don't know why he's on this list, but I just find him super attractive. And he seems like a bit of an airhead and a jerk, but, I don't know, I find Asian guys hella cute, so what up? Number 9, Adam Driver. I saw him on Girls and immediately thought, like, he's got exotic features. Then, as his character developed and I kind of studied him more and saw what he was like, I was like, yeah, this guy's kind of deep and brilliant. I've dated a lot of plain guys in my day, so I really have a vast appreciation for people who have a different look about them, which is why all of the guys on this list are on this list, because they don't look like everybody else, they don't act like everybody else, they're not just Joe Schmo down the street. But yeah, he seems deeper than a fucking ocean. I love his big ears. I love that facial structure, though. And as many of you know, he plays Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars films, and him in that like tight black suit with the lightsaber is it's just fucking over. It's done. This is an interesting one, number 10. Jonah Hill. Yeah, don't ask questions. Listen, I'll take a Jonah Hill at any size. Because at the time that I made this silly list, Jonah Hill was not as strangely skinny as he is now. He seems to be one of those guys that would go out of his way for a girl. He has a very endearing, pleasant face. And you can tell that he's above all the bullshit, He seems like he may not be as approachable in real life because he's probably, like, frustrated or hungry. I don't know. Given the right setting, you never know. I just find him really, really cute. I like the shape of his face. I love his eyes, his hair. What up, Jonah Hill? What's good? Number 11, Kit Harington. Okay, this is cliche at this point, but he's one of the main reasons why I love Game of Thrones. Not Jason Momoa, No, Kit Harington. His hair, deep dark eyes that carry the force of the universe. Also, anytime I see him smoking a cigarette, he's... Honestly, he kind of reminds me a lot of Matty Healy. Like, they have very similar features. Different people, similar features. What it is about dudes that smoke, I don't know. Especially in boots. But it's hot to me. Which brings me to my next one, number 12, which is Cole Sprouse. I feel like me and him are on the same wavelength, and I know he likes comic books and photography and writing and archaeology and anthropology too. I feel like me and him could have really interesting conversations over coffee and sushi. Kill me now, right? But yeah, I'm just gonna leave these... Pull my hair up a little bit. I'm just going to leave these photos here, and you can check them out. And enough said, right? So, 13, Jay Parker. Not many people will know who this is, but he's actually a judge on Asia's Got Talent. He's singer, rapper, dancer, model, choreographer, record producer, entrepreneur, actor, pretty much fucking everything. Fuck, Wikipedia is like really sucking this guy's dick. But he's absolutely gorgeous, and... yeah, Asian guys. This is why we got our passport. Okay. Number 14, this is hilarious, but Ty Lopez. What up, Ty Lopez? No, this is not a joke. I think he's kind of corny, in an endearing way. Like, he seems actually rather down to earth and super cute and funny, and like, he would, like, you could just say anything around him and be yourself around him, and also knowledge. I just feel like he's somebody that you can progress with as a human being, which is really important, obviously, to me. He's not lazy. He knows what he's doing. Take care of you, you know? And also, them books, though. He got a lot of books. The girl likes her books. Number 15, Mariano Di Vaio. Now, I'm not sure if I'm saying that properly, but I've been following him. I've been following him on Instagram for a long time, and he's an Italian Instagram model. Pretty sure he has a wife and a kid or two, though. How? I don't know. Not how, but like... I know, right? Okay, so that jawline, though. So, this is my stupid, nerdy, depressing list of men that I find very attractive and unique. I'm pretty sure I'm, like, gay, but I have an interesting taste. So, here you have it. The crushes of a complicated girl. The things I find attractive, I ask myself why, and really just have no answers for it. This list would have went on another 5 more, but it would have got even weirder. Yes, that's right, weirder. If that's even possible, which it is. So, perhaps I'll make another list of guys that I'm like low-key really attracted to. That I would probably... yeah. So, I mean, I can do an honorable mentions, but I'm not going to do that. I'll save that for another video. I wanted to make this video a little bit more lively and funny, but I'm like dead tired. You know, I'm just like, just done with life. I'm done with life. Alright, Bo, you can retire. I always get chapstick around my lips. I'm here to make my video. Have Mancraft Monday. No, but really, sit down, because this is going to be an interesting fucking video, okay? Bang.